If you want to sell products on Amazon and make a lot of money, there are two things that you really need. Number one, you need products. And number two, you're going to need data such as good keywords to make sure that the listings you're setting up are actually going to convert to sales. Nothing's really a guessing game on Amazon. Before you sell anything, you should have a really good idea as if customers are even looking for these products. And then as far as creating listings or even jumping onto listings that already exist, those listings need to be set up just right with the exact right words that are performing. So in this video, I'm going to show you the easiest and a free way to do the absolute best product research and keyword research. Nope, you don't need Helium-10 and you don't need Jungle Scout. Both of those don't need to be coming out of your pocket. And it doesn't matter which model you're doing. Arbitrage, wholesale, private label, this video is going to be useful to all of you. I'm going to show you exactly how to get the best data that's going to drive you to the perfect products, and then how to gather more information from those products to make sure you're getting the best keywords and targeting the best ASINs. Because obviously Amazon is the best marketplace to be selling products, but it's also the best place to be running campaigns. And in order to increase sales volume and run successful ad campaigns, you're going to need really good keywords. And I'll even show you kind of how to cheat for products. What I mean by that, let's take Christmas for example. Q4 is when a lot of sales come in. But how do you know what you should be selling and what people are buying? Well, this method that I'm going to show you, we can backtrack and look at any specific month, any specific year, and hone in and see exactly customer habits, what they want and what they don't want. So in that way, we kind of are cheating and we're going to know ahead of time what we need to be selling based on data that's showing us what customers are buying. And like I said, this is a free tool that is not going to cost you a penny. So stick with me, you're not going to want to miss this video. But first, I'm Cassandra with ProfitGuru and I am here each and every week for you guys. I love teaching and I love Amazon. So this is the perfect spot for me to be able to teach you guys exactly what's going to help you to start selling on Amazon, do your research, find your products, scale your business, all the things. So if you're not already, it would mean the world to me if you hit that subscribe button and then turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. If you're a new subscriber, I definitely want to thank you. So if you haven't been subscribed and you're a new subscriber, subscribing now to the channel, let me know down below that you're a new subscriber so that I can welcome you and personally tell you hello. All right, let's jump right into it. What we're going to be using to conduct this research for free and the best data that we can absolutely gain access to is actually Amazon Seller Central. Now, I will be straightforward and tell you that you do have to have brand registry to get this analytical data, but brand registry is super easy to achieve. And in the end, if you're serious about selling on Amazon, it's something you're going to want to pursue anyways. So how do you get it? Two steps really. Number one, set up an LLC in the state that you live in. Number two, register a trademark underneath that LLC. Yes, it is a little more complex than that, but in the simplest terms, that's really all you need. And if you're not sure how to do that, I didn't know how to do that. I paid people to do it for me. So there are services where people will register your trademarks for you, get your LLCs for you, and submit everything for you. And it's generally a pretty fast process. So that should not be stopping you. Let's dive into it and let me show you just how powerful this is. Believe me, you're going to think it's just as amazing as I do. Let's start with the Product Opportunity Explorer. Now to get here, we're going to come over right here to our menu, go down to Growth, and then to Product Opportunity Explorer. There's a ton of good information just right here. So niches of my top ASINs. Out of my ASINs, the ones that are performing the best, I can see all of these different niches. And if I want to, I can get really granular with it and go into and view all of those niche details. Next, we can see data on the niche search performance, product count and average price, average units sold, search volume growth. So you can see how the niche is performing. This right here is really interesting. So once you do have products in the niche, you're going to be able to come up with some good ideas of where to go next. We have increasing searches by customers, so we can see where is their search volume that is trending upward within the niches that I'm already selling in. And then also on the contrary, where are those searches by the customers decreasing? What's not going so well? Then to get our minds going a little more with product research, we can see here niches with opportunity to improve. This body wash, for example, 34% of the reviews mention value for the money. And over here, we see mentioned a lot about smell. So those are two things that customers that are buying in this niche are really looking for. They want value for what they're paying for. They want it to smell good, which makes sense. Then it even gives us some features to think about that are driving some purchases. For example, for this cranberry juice, the feature of being flavored organic cranberry has increased the units sold. The feature right here for this deep cleansing face wash, fragrance free. Just by having that attribute, it's driving in more sales. And then I can also see cucumber as an ingredient is also driving sales in. So this is a great place to come, just kind of scope things out, get your gears going, and kind of drive where you're going next. But what's really cool about the Product Opportunity Explorer is right here how we can search by keyword or ASINs. So if you already know a specific product that you're bringing to the market or you're thinking of bringing to the marketplace, you can go and get ASINs of similar products and put those in here and see what's happening. But if you really don't know where you're starting from, that's not a problem either. We can come here and find opportunities just in categories. So maybe we're thinking we might want to do something with pet supplies. I can even get more granular here and go deeper into the niche, into the subcategories, or I can just go see the category as it is. And look how much data this gives us to start exploring different products and their opportunities. There is just so much information here, it's crazy. I can see here the customer need. So for each different product that's selling, what was the need? Right here, they needed a dog bed, a cat toy, a litter box. Then we have the image for the products and the top search terms. So after all of our niche details, now we have the search volume details. And what's extra nice is if you're not really sure what each column really means, we can go right here to this little question mark, and it's going to give you a nice little glossary explaining what each different metric is measuring. Next, we have the sales, the units sold, the average unit sold, the return rate, the average price, followed by the price range. And we can filter these to go highest to lowest, lowest to highest. So here I can see the growth in the past 90 days has really increased for a cat steam brush. And then these next ones here make sense because those are seasonal. We see some Christmas things, stockings. So those would be ones that you really would not want to include right now in your broad research of your products, are those seasonal ones because it's not going to be relevant for the entire year. So the search term dog bed seemed to be one that was interesting. It has high demand. There might be room for us to come in and make some sales. There are over 4,000 results with the term dog bed. But what I do like about this product is there's not that many moving pieces to it and it's not very heavy. So with those things in mind, next we would just need to consider what's lacking. Where are things not good with the products I'm seeing? And can I have a competitive advantage to make it better? So these sponsored ones here, you know it's a sponsored product. Somebody is putting PPC ad on it if it has this little sponsored word here. So we're not going to look at those when we're doing our data. Right here, I can see the overall pick. So we use the Opportunity Explorer first to find the product. So that's where we're doing the product research and thinking about those criteria areas that I just mentioned, such as functionality, can we improve it? Is it solving a problem? Is there demand for this? And is there room for me to come in and be competitive? So now what I want to do is start targeting the keywords that are being searched, because having effective PPC is really, really going to increase your sales. And in order to do that, first off, we're going to want to show up on other pages of similar products. So for this product, for example, if someone was searching for it, right down here it says, consider a similar item. So you want to be on these same items that are popping up, but you have to have some type of value, right? Like you want to be able to make the customer that's looking at this listing want to come to my listing instead and not just click, but also make a purchase. And there's obviously a lot of ways you can do this and increase your value and make them want to click on it. But in the end, quality is going to be everything. So make sure you do have a quality product. But bundling is another amazing way to have greater value than what they're looking at. They see a bed that is super similar and an ad that comes up, which is hopefully my ad for my product because I'm targeting the same keywords, I'm targeting this listing. What if I threw some other things in there that made sense and went with it? Maybe I'm going to offer a dog brush with it, or maybe a dog hair remover that the owner can use to remove hair off of the bed. That's definitely something that the customer would value, that they would want, that they could use, and it goes with a dog bed. Now this dog bed is $24.99 as the listing price currently, and this one is only $19.98. So that right there is another driving factor. You don't want to target all of these product pages and listings where the product might be better than yours and where the price is lower than yours, because nobody's going to click off of it to come to your listing. So that's why we want to do the effective keyword research, so that we can target the same keywords, target these listings, and make an appearance on them. Then to get the customers to want to come to us, we should have a lower price and we should increase the value somehow, like with adding something in and making it a bundle. Now, what's really cool about the ProfitGuru extension, if you have that, it loads in for you all of these different search terms. All you need to do is download all of the search terms. And this is a really, really nice starting point for your keyword research. We have pet beds, large dog beds, waterproof dog beds, indestructible, outdoor dog beds. So seeing all of these keywords too also gives you more ideas of how to manufacture your dog bed. Clearly, people want things that are waterproof, that could be used outdoors, that aren't going to be destructed easily by the dog. But now to really hone in on this niche and get the best keywords and target those different listings that we want our ad campaigns to appear on, we're going to go here and copy this ASIN. Now, back to the Product Opportunity Explorer, let's search that ASIN. First, we're going to see the niche view. And what's cool about this is the number of top clicked products and the units sold really speak to me, because that really shows me how Amazon customers in this niche are thinking and what their behaviors are and what are driving them. What are they purchasing in this niche? So if I click on that, I can see the number of top clicked products. This has units sold between 3,000 and 4,000 in the past year, and it is a 42-inch dog bed. So that tells me, manufacturing wise, that seems like a good size that clearly is performing well. Next, we see a double dog bed, which is kind of interesting to me because I never thought of that concept. When I think of a dog bed, I just think of for one dog. But clearly right here, I can see the growth of this is increasing quite a bit. Definitely more here than the outdoor dog bed, which makes sense because recording this right now, it is winter where I am. So people are probably less inclined to have their dogs outside. So this is giving us some really good ideas for what are the customers' behavior, what are they purchasing, what are their needs, what's driving them to actually add those products to the cart. Now next we want to go over right here to the ASIN view. So these are the ASINs that are really specific and honed in on the product that we initially found during our product research, which was a dog bed. Now clearly, if we changed our minds and we wanted to research a little more with that double dog bed, which kind of seems like it's growing and something interesting that there might not be a lot of out there. In that case, I would want to put up an ASIN here that is more related and geared towards that specific type of bed. But let's keep our research going with just a broad basic dog bed. And what we want to do is we want to download all of this information. So we're going to click here, download. Now for this next part, we're going to want to copy 100 ASINs, and that's the max we can do per search that I'm going to show you next. So you'd want to go through this first with a little fine-tooth comb and make sure that you're selecting the most 100 relevant ones. And then once we have our 100, we are going to copy. Now we're going to want to jump into brands and then brand analytics. And we can see for top search terms, we can drop up to 100 ASINs at a time right here. Now, something awesome we can do here, now that we have all of these search terms, is the ability to find different ranges of time. We cannot do that with other third-party softwares, but because this is Amazon and we're using Amazon for our keyword research, it has access to all of the historical data across time. So the reporting range right now is at a weekly view, but I can really hone in on daily, monthly, and quarterly. This is awesome, especially if you are coming into specific quarters and you're planning ahead. So Q4, we all know those are some months of heavy sales volumes on Amazon. So if we're preparing for that and we're trying to get some ideas of what's selling really good during Q4, we could just go to quarterly view, select the year. So let's go back 2023. Q4, and we can use this data to do some really awesome product research. See what has really been selling during each specific quarters, and that's going to guide us of what is the history like, what is the data telling me historically that customers are looking at and purchasing. We can see the data right here of exactly what consumers want and what they're getting each quarter. This is also awesome as well because you can go into a monthly view. Say you do have something that is seasonal, maybe it has something to do with Halloween. So generally the data is not going to look good on that because it's probably not selling really well in April, May, June, July, any of those other months. But we can hone in, set the date, set it right to those months of times when it does sell and get our data from that. So this is another great place to do some effective quality product research. But back to looking for the key terms for our dog bed. So those 100 ASINs that we found, we know that they are targeting the listings that we want them to target. We want those keywords. We're going to paste all of those ASINs right there and refine results. Let me make this a little bigger and boom. This is what we need to run effective ad campaigns. The search frequency rate is kind of like BSR. So you can think of that in terms as the lower it is, the stronger it is. I can see the search frequency rank in order from which ones are working best. And what's nice here is we're getting all types of keywords. We have our short keywords here, like black dog bed, and then we have those longer tailed keywords as well, like big dog beds for large dogs clearance. So yes, it does take time from you to make sure that you're targeting the right listings that you want to appear on. Make sure that you're not just going to get an appearance on that listing, but that you're also going to get the click and ultimately the sale. But this is a great place to start to be looking at these search terms and see exactly which ones are performing and at what rate. We also get the brands here themselves if we really want to hone in on which brands are knocking it out of the park, and we can see what they're doing well. And then we have access to their titles. We know a good effective title is going to be really important when creating our listing. So we can see what are they doing for titles for all of these listings that are similar to mine and that they're performing well. This is definitely a way that makes it a lot easier to work smarter, not harder. And then we can see the click share, the conversion share, just so much great data here. So let's go back to the Product Opportunity Explorer now and type in the original ASIN of that first dog bed that was performing really well. Now what you're going to want to do here is filter results. You can filter this to look for exactly what you're trying to find out. Click count, average price, the ratings, BSR. What you want to do is find where are those listings that I can do better than them. I want to find the listings that are comparable, but I know I'm better than them. So when I show up on their page, I'm going to get that click. Two places that are really great for this is looking at total ratings, so filtering this and finding those listings that don't really have good ratings. Then we can explore why not? What do the customers not like so that I can change with my product? And then next would be average price. There really is a range as we're seeing with these dog beds, because let's say we found our manufacturer, we know our cost of goods, everything included, our fees. We're not going to want to show up on those listings that are just killing it. They have a ton of reviews, really good ratings, an amazing price, because we're probably not going to win those sales. But what we do want to target are those listings that we can win the sales from. So find those listings that don't have such great reviews and that have a higher price than us, because as we've been discussing, if we have a lower price and we land on their page with one of our ads, we can get a click and a sale conversion. So let's put in 35 for the average price. If that's what I needed to sell my product for and list it at in order to make the ROI that I want to, I'm obviously not going to want to show up on this listing. Because if I have a price point of $35 and the listing that the customer already clicked on is comparable to mine and cheaper, they're probably not going to click over to something that's more expensive. Instead, this could be a good listing that we might want to target and land on, because our price of being $35 could entice the customer that's looking at and seeing almost a $40 price come and check out my product instead. So filtering the results is going to be an amazing way for you to really scope out the competition and choose which listings are best for you to target. And then from those listings, it's going to drive you to the keywords that are going to be best to target in your PPC campaigns. Using Seller Central to do your product research and your keyword research is absolutely the smartest way to do your research. Literally every single data point that you need, that you want to find, that you want to look at, that's going to guide you to your products, to your competitors, to your keywords, everything is right here. It's Amazon. Amazon already has access to all of the data on their products. So you really do not need to pay a separate fee for a third party to give you the same type of data, which isn't even as good or relevant. This is just tipping the toes in of what you can do by having a registered brand and getting access to all of this stuff. There is way more that we can do, but for this video, I think that's going to get you started on a really good journey of being able to do some quality product research that's going to lead you to products that are actually selling and that customers want, and then finding those listing and those keywords to begin thinking about setting up your PPC campaigns. Like I mentioned, you do want that brand registry to be able to do all of this. But even if you're just an arbitrage seller or a smaller seller that you're not really thinking of private labeling, it's fine. You can still easily set up that LLC and get that brand registry, because having this database, having Seller Central, being able to use those tools is going to be so invaluable for you. Nothing is a guessing game on Amazon. Things need to be done in the right way, in a very specific way. You need to target specific things, and having access to the product research and all the keywords and honing in on those competitors, targeting them with your ads, that's how you make sales and be really successful on Amazon. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end. I appreciate you. Like this video, hit that subscribe button. Let me know down below if you're a new subscriber. That's it for this one. I'll see you in the next video.